Hey guys, welcome back to Stuff and Things for your daily dose of nerd news. On today's episode, we're going to take a look at some extremely fabulous silk cocoons. And sapien ancestry is never going to be resolved, ever. It's very confusing. So first up for today, according to some people who have a lot more experience than I, the whole dyeing of textile thing is super bad for the environment. It's incredibly resource intensive. You have to use a ton of water that has to be bleached, that has to be treated. There's just a lot involved in the process. So a group of researchers from India decided that they're going to do something a little different and go straight to the source with that dyeing. Their focus of the study was specifically on the silkworm, and the thought occurred to them that maybe if we had the silkworms eat something maybe colorful, they would produce a different cocoon. So to test this, they sprayed and dipped mulberry leaves, which the silkworms love to eat, with 7 different types of dyes. Turns out, after the worms ingested it, that 3 of those dyes actually took hold with the cocoons and made beautifully colored silk. Strangely enough, somehow. Crazy. And the best part is, the worms were not affected at all by the avo dyes used. The cocoons were exactly the same in dimension and the actual time to create them. There was no actual differences to them at all, so it's completely harmless to the actual silkworms themselves. So with this idea, you get to skip all those harmful steps like all the water and stuff and the waste of materials, and then you get ridiculously colored silk. Of course, I think a better solution would be to genetically engineer the silkworms so that they just produce different colors, but they probably still have to ingest dyes of some kind, so maybe we'd genetically engineer them so they just made the dyes themselves. I guess that could be an option. I think that's a better one to explore. And moving along, it seems like every time we get some new information on a fossil from some of our sapien ancestors, it just brings up more and more questions. We never get any answers, just more questions. We just don't know. It's very frustrating. A femur discovered in Spain from ranging about 400,000 years ago was thought to be from a Neanderthal, because they did chill out in Europe back then. But of course, it's not, because that would be way too easy. A team of scientists extracted DNA fragments from the femur, which is apparently a ridiculously hard thing to do, because the actual DNA itself gets contaminated over the years from everything, soil bacteria, literally everything that bone's exposed to, some extra DNA gets in there. So it's a bit like a jigsaw puzzle, but like just messed up, like jigsaw puzzle. Anyways, they actually tested DNA, which is the oldest they've ever done. This is 400,000-year-old DNA they're testing. And it turns out it's actually related to Denisovans, who actually range in Siberia. So that's a long ways away. So, like I said, raise more questions. They have no idea what that crap this is doing with anything. A bunch of different theories have arisen that this might actually just be an ancestor to both the Neanderthals and the Denisovans. Another scientist actually believes that this could be a DNA fragment from a Homo erectus, which we obviously just have other bone stuff from, but we don't have any DNA because, again, this is the oldest we have so far. Even though this does raise more questions, it does eliminate some of our previous misconceptions in regards to how we migrated out of Africa. Basically, this data will just be another piece in the ever-growing, ever-shifting, weird mosaic puzzle thing that we're trying to solve as to where our lineage even came from. If we could somehow get DNA samples from like every fossil we ever found, we could probably actually get a complete picture going. But who knows if that's possible? Who knows how far the contaminants have already gone with all the other fossils we have? This is why it's very frustrating. We just want the answers. Please give them to us, science. But that's going to be it for me today, guys. What I'd really love to know from you is if you had your own custom silkworm dye, what kind of silk would you like to get? Maybe a nice magenta? Ooh, how about a turquoise? Or like some really deep royal blue color. Or red. Yes, red. Yep, nice, vibrant red. That's what I'm going to go with. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And of course, if you like what you've seen, do not forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons, wherever that happen to be. And we'll check it in the next video.